I'm Cameron. I'm here today to offer y'all a package that you can't pass up. Ford F-150, you know everybody loves these. And we got a great package deal going on. We turned this right here to a Shelby.
Shut the Alright. Alright guys, welcome back to Recoil. Behind me we have a 23 F-150.
Recoil Racing. Gotta say the whole name, dude.
Today behind me we have this sporty little F-150. It's a 23 model. We're gonna get a baseline data pool.
Sporty little. Just go again. You're gonna get it. It's gonna take you a few times.
I'm keeping it sporty little F-150.
Okay, use your better judgment, but don't say sporty. May as well say sexy little truck.
Alright.
And put some enthusiasm in it. Yeah, there you go. Upbeat.
Alright guys, welcome back to Recoil Racing. Behind me we have this 23 F-150, a little sport truck. It's 4-wheel drive. We're gonna add a stage 2 Whipple supercharger, some long tube headers, do a little bit of tuning. We're gonna baseline on the dyno to see what kind of power we make and what kind of gains we can get.
This happens with every vehicle that we bring into the shop, you know, that we're gonna modify. We wanna know, A, that it's healthy. Just because it's brand new doesn't always mean that. B, we need baseline data. We need to know what things look like before we modify it so that when we're looking at the data afterwards, you know, we have something to compare to. And so that we have a basic power number and we can see our gains after we overlay the graphs at the end of this thing. So, super sweet truck, little short wheelbase, you know, kind of the desirable body style. It's gonna be a quick little truck, so let's see what it makes. How's that on camera?
I believe it made 367 to the wheels. I wasn't sure on the torque, didn't get to see it. Power curve looks a little sloppy, but we're gonna fix that up whenever we put some recoil in it.
What do you think about it? I think it's slow. It's to be faster. What are you gonna do to it? Put a blower on it. Everything needs boost.
We're gonna do one more pull.
One more time.
Yep.
I'd like to see it touch 650. One more time. See if we can get it to make 650. We're still going to be on pump gas. We're not doing E85. You know, we'll keep it pretty conservative, but I want to gain a couple hundred horsepower at least.
.368, 386. It's okay for a stock truck, but it'll be pretty nasty whenever we're done with
it. Guys, so we got the truck off the dyno. Baseline is done. 370-ish wheel horsepower. Next time it goes on there, we're gonna be hopefully pick up a couple hundred horsepower. So we are, God dang, my magnet's stuck. Stuck to the lip. Yeah, well, when I bent down. Hold on. We just got the truck off the dyno. The baseline is completed. And now it's time to start building the truck. So, hopefully next time we go back on that dyno, we're up a couple hundred horsepower. And we'll get into tearing into this thing. We're gonna start with the exhaust, get the old exhaust off, get the exhaust manifolds off, get the new headers up in there, and then we'll start on doing the blower. just because sometimes you got to move the motor up and down and whatnot to get the headers to fit right. So that's pretty much what we're getting ready to tear into now. So. All right, so we're just getting tuning on this F-150 and making clean rips, but we've got some kind of weird dip at the top of the graph. Seems to be robbing some peak horsepower, so working through that with Mitch and keep making rips until we get rid of that dip, but all the data looks good up until then. So keep working at it, see what it gets. All right, guys, so I just want to take a minute and I want to introduce my good buddy Mitch here. Mitch is Tuned by Norm. I'm sure a lot of you have heard about him. There's a 90% chance that if your vehicle came to Recoil Racing in the last couple years, that this is the guy that tuned it. So, and hardly anyone complains. Really, no one complains about the tuning. So this guy's bulletproof when it comes to that stuff. We go way back. I was actually his apprentice at Hennessy in 2012, and we worked up the ranks. You know, he was already up the ranks. I had to prove myself, and all these years later, we still work together. He's got his own shop, I've got my own shop, and every now and then I get the pleasure of him coming and sitting down next to me in person with his beautiful self. So occasionally, yeah, he's not really that nice, but he's really good at what he does. So
that's not true. Very nice. You watch Tech Tuesday, you know.
Oh
that.
Yeah, you gotta watch Tech Tuesday, Tuned by Norm. Everybody go check them out, go follow them, give them love, give them support, and that's who he is. That's Tuned by Norm. His name's Mitch.
Here I am.
I just blew your cover. I don't want it to make 650. I just needed my tuner.
657, man, it'll have to do.
657 is gonna have to do. How much power did it make stock? Made three. I think this truck made 364 stock, and we're at 657. What was the torque? You don't know, huh? All right. All right. That's good. Alright guys, welcome back to Recoil Racing. We are here sitting in this 2023 Ford F-150, regular cab, short truck, slammed down on the ground, nice little sport truck. Actually really love the way this thing looks. 5-liter V8, we put a Whipple supercharger on there, long tube headers, and did a good custom tune on it. So we baseline dynoed this truck at 370, we made 364, 370 to the wheels. After dyno, which we just got off, we are at 657, 629 torque, so super stout numbers. We're stoked about that. Picked up a lot of horsepower, a lot of torque, and we're about to test it out on the street before we turn it over to the customer. So pulling out of the shop here, just a little bit about this truck. It was bone stock before, you know, these are quick little trucks and they're light. And this one's 4-wheel drive, so that's super cool. You know, it's one of those things where it's one of the trucks that you got to be worried about racing just out on the street, because it might look kind of regular, but obviously it's not. So got this thing in 2-wheel drive. I'm not doing any hard launches or anything like that. I don't want to do any damage to the transfer case, which is possible, but pull out onto the road here. I am going to turn traction control off. I do have a feeling it's not going to hold the road very well, but we're about to see. It's nice and dry out. So advance track off, roll 20. So, just like I thought, soaked the tires. Lost my laptop here. Guys, no weight in the back of this truck. And a bunch of horsepower, so kind of expected that. Truck definitely needs a tire on it. Guys, with this build right here, it's fairly simple. It's not anything super crazy where engine's got to come apart or needs a fuel system, nothing like that. It's literally just, you know, installing the supercharger and the headers. It's pretty easy work. The battle here was the ECU. This is a 2023, and we do have a custom tune on here, and that was pretty hard to get around and get done, but with help from our friends, we did get it done. And then we got an awesome custom tune by Norm, who was just here tuning on the dyno with it, and no check engine lights, nothing like that, nothing quirky going on. But again, yeah, the longest part of this process was the ECU. But now that we have that locked down and we've got that figured out and our process on that, because again, it is different from earlier years, I think we're in good shape. So I'm gonna try and get this thing rolling about 60, and I'm gonna slam the gas like a 50. Here's 50, ready? Riot. Needs bigger brakes and it needs better tires for sure, but he's got plenty of horsepower. So sweet little truck, and you still hook up a trailer to it and tow, you know, decent amount. Love these little sport trucks, guys. They're super popular. Everybody knows, you know, a lot of these little trucks get modified and they're fast. Chevrolets, Fords, GMCs, all like that. So this is just another one of those, but this is kind of our version, and I'm super pleased to do it on such a new truck, right? So I am gonna try to get a halfway decent launch in here. I'm always driving, looking at the laptop, trying to accommodate the camera and not crash, right, and keep everybody safe. So that's somewhat of a challenge always, especially when you're dealing with rear-wheel drive, V8, supercharged. I mean, it's like living life doing a burnout all the time. But I'm gonna enjoy every second of it. I'm gonna flip a bitch right here, and then see if we can get this thing to hold the road at all. I'm gonna actually try and roll into the throttle because it's just pointless to stomp on the gas pedal. I'll do a burnout for a mile before it hooks up, if it hooks up. I'm gonna get rolling like 10 miles an hour, and then on. Got 20 right there. Yeah, okay. Plenty of power, not enough brakes. And you got to drive this thing. So guys, like I said in other videos, I always drive with traction control off because I don't want the car making the decisions. I want to be in control, and I also don't want the throttle blade opening and closing and brakes doing this and that and the other thing and screwing me all up. I know it's there to keep you safe, but that's just me. So yeah, burnout machine, super cool little truck. Love it. Very impressed with the horsepower. Actually surprised. Really thought that it was gonna make just at 600, and it pretty much very easily made that 657. I mean, it's 80 degrees out here today. It's on pump gas 93. Drive this thing every day, and
That's just a bunch of horsepower to get from just strapping a blower on and set of headers. And really driving this truck around, it's not that loud. So until you start getting in the gas, it actually has a stock catback exhaust on it. So we've made it the long tube headers and the Y pipe and connection pipe to the factory catback exhaust. I'd like to see a catback go on here at some point. I think that's in the cards for him in the future. Right now, this one's done. We're gonna have it washed up. If you guys want more details on this package, contact our sales team, 337-707-0333, and they'll get you priced out, helped out, answer all your questions. But this one's done, and I'm on to the next one.